never seen that movie, that is Pride and Prejudice. Written by one of the best female authors of our time, and her time, Jane Austen. She was a notable and brilliant English author who also brought us novels as Sense and Sensibility, Emma, Mansfield Park. She was born on December 16, 1775. She was the seventh child, second daughter of 8 children. Born to her father, who is a reverend, his name is George, and her mother, Cassandra. Jane Austen always portrayed herself in the novels. Every single novel that she has written is about her life. She did not believe in the conventions of having to get married in order to be a successful person. Back in her time, the only thing for a woman to do was marry, have children, teach those girls, if they had girls, to marry and have more children, and so on and so on. She wanted more out of life, so she started to write. She would write stories as far as for her family only, recite poems and little theater acts just for her family and friends. No one outside of her family knew that she was this big author, because she would always just sign everything The Lady or anonymous. Her first novel came out in 1813, which was Pride and Prejudice. And as you can see from there, we've got some great movies from her novels. She never married. Unfortunately, she did have some romantic interest that never panned out. And Mr. Darcy portrays the one guy that she truly loved, which was a gentleman named Tom Lefroy. Unfortunately, his family did not care for her because they were Irish, and they wanted him with an Irish lady. So they separated, and she went on with her life, and she was born in Hampshire, England. And around 1801, her father decided to retire from his clerical duties, and they moved to Bath, or went to Bath. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. It's kind of where they would go in big city, all the city lights and theater and opera and everything else. She was not happy. For 8 years she lived there and did not write anything. It wasn't until she went back to her hometown to live with her brother, one of her brothers, in Hampshire, that she started to write again. She redid all her novels, redid them, until she felt they were the best they could be, and republished them. She ended up selling her books to another publisher, and made quite a bit of money for it at that time. A quote that she has in one of her books, Pride and Prejudice, that I think sums her up just completely is when she says, "My style of writing is very different from yours." That's from Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen, 1813. And that sums her up right there. She is a very different writer. She was the best there was at that time, and she did not believe in convention. She did have risky endeavors in her novels that would have been considered, scandalous in her time. So for her to be here, she is the one, I believe, that paved the stone for women in creative writing. Her novels are read throughout schools in America, and they're used as that stepping stone for creative writing in classes. Thank you.
Carolyn.